I want to share with y'all a way to make a sweet biscuit. John Reed, one of our grandboys, we celebrated his birthday here Sunday, and the little fella, he just ordered up, he wanted ham biscuits, grits, he said omelets. So, and this was all at dinner time now. So I thought it was the cutest menu that he came up with, because he had had all this at my house in the past, and he liked it enough for it to be his birthday meal. So on top of making the ham biscuits, I thought I'm gonna make him some sweet biscuits using my biscuit mix. So that's what I did. And this is how many that's left. This is what the finished product looks like. They were so good. They were a huge, huge hit. Those have got to be put in the biscuit graveyard today though, but they were so good. And of course I made a ton of them. So without being able to give you exact measurements, I'm gonna try to just show you what I did. And I think that I started with maybe 2 cups of my biscuit mix. Oh, that's like exactly almost 2 cups. And naturally I use my own biscuit mix, but if you don't have that, you can use anybody's biscuit mix that you would like, the biscuit mix of your choice. So I'm gonna eat a little bit more. So that's 2 cups. And I'm gonna put that in our bowl. And I'm gonna add, this is a 1/2 cup measure, but that looks like about 1/4 or 1/3 a cup of sugar. So about like that. Might as well use it all, haven't we? And I'm gonna take off my rings to do this because this can kind of be a little goopy. All right, so I'm just gonna mix that up, and you almost can do it, you know, making a kind of a snapping motion with your fingers. Now I'm gonna add, let's see, I'm gonna add like maybe 2 tablespoons of butter and about 2 ounces of cream cheese. And this can be ice cold right out of the refrigerator, y'all. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our fingers and we're just gonna snap all that into our biscuit mix until it becomes crumbly looking. And you're gonna love this sweet biscuit, honey. You're gonna love it. All right. And I'm using mine, usually I do this on an old tablecloth that I keep around to roll my dough on, but I decided I just grab the closest clean pillowcase. They make good surfaces for rolling out dough. And you'll know when you got this right, when all the big pieces of butter and cream cheese are feeling on the small size. Kind of like English peas or small pea. All right. Now I'm gonna add some sprinkles. Maybe that many. I can always add more when I'm rolling them out. I think I want just a little bit more. There you go. All right. This is where the guessing comes in. But I got 2 cups of biscuit mix. And that's 3/4 a cup of buttermilk. And it's important with my biscuit mix, to me, and I guess any biscuit mix you're using, use buttermilk because it gives it that kind of tart flavor that makes it so good. So I'm just gonna, all right, that was probably about a 1/2 a cup. And I'm just gonna start with that, and I'll add more if I need it. I'm just gonna stir that around and see what I got. Here comes Big Daddy. You know you can smell a pork chop. Well, it's a good thing you left when you did. Because I made those strawberry fritters and they'd make you jump back and slap.
They're good, huh?
Yes.
About time you made something good.
Where's that frying pan? She's gonna.
Sassy.
Who will take him? Anybody.
We'll give him money.
Listen, I'll put a bow around his neck and give him away. All right, so I wound up using that full 3/4 a cup, and I might use some more, but I don't know. I got to get in here and feel of it.
Yeah, Paula, it's tough being a damn trophy husband.
You are on a roll today, aren't you?
Well, I have not talked to Bradley Cooper's wife yet, but I'm sure it is.
Somebody said that. Somebody said that wife was a trophy wife. He said, but she wasn't first place.
Did she place it all? All right, so I just dampen that with a little more, one little squirt of buttermilk. And now I'm fixing to take more of my mix and I'm gonna sprinkle it around on my pillowcase. I'm going. My hands are just not quite big enough to hold all these big things. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna knead our dough. We'll pat it out.
These really were great for a birthday party.
Oh, they're wonderful for a birthday party. Because John's not crazy about cake, but he loves like a donut cake or something like that. All right, so now I'm gonna take some ground cinnamon and I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of ground cinnamon. And I'm gonna fold it back over so that cinnamon is in the middle. See why a pillowcase works so good? It'll help you maneuver it. So I'm just gonna pat it out. Looking good. right, I'm gonna spray my pan. And this is the size biscuit cutter I want to use. So there we go. And if you have any extra.
And if you don't have a cutter, you can use like a juice glass.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's what you do.
Yep.
And I like my biscuits close together. These biscuits are truly delicious. And just push them through like that. And then we'll re-roll our scraps. When we're done cutting all our biscuits out. Did you eat one of these, Michael?
Yeah, I finally did.
You gave in.
I gave in.
You caved. Okay. So we're just gonna take our scraps. Knead them a little bit more.
John was impressed with them when he came in and
Oh, he was?
on the two-tiered stand.
Oh, good. Because I was so busy I didn't get to see his reaction to them. Now you can cut these as thick. Just depends on, you know, how much you pat them out. All right, so another scrap reload. So that is it. All right, let's see what I want to do with them. Do I want to egg wash them, or do I want to... You know what I think I'm gonna do?
Put butter on.
Well, I got butter in them, and I think that's what I did the other day. But something, excuse me, I got to wash my hands again. When I made all those the other day, Michael, I had you put the butter on it, didn't I? Little butter pats.
Yeah. So it made them so good.
Uh-huh. And a little touch of butter. And you don't need much because, like I said, there's butter in it.
Last thing you want to do is overdo it with the butter. Right?
That's exactly right. I'm learning you good. But I'll tell you something else that...
You remember you did the butter in the hamburgers?
Oh my gosh, those butter burgers. Now they'll make you want to walk up and slap me, won't they? I just want to do something special for our Sunday birthday gathering. And it turned out to be a big hit. All right, this also works good. Well, I got to wash my hands again, y'all. This also works good to help them brown. And I just use butter flavored. No calories, no cholesterol, and no carbs. All right, so I'm gonna put these in the oven. I'll bake them on about 350 until they're done. And should I put a little more sprinkles on them? I think I should.
Cinnamon, put more cinnamon.
Well, the cinnamon's on the inside, monkey.
I know, but you can put more on there.
So you don't think I put enough cinnamon?
No, but it's good.
Okay. Well, how about if I do this?
Yeah, just do it.
Just on part of them. Now there's all different kind of ways you can make these. So if you make them, please let me hear from you. Because I sure do want to know. Raisins and nuts would be good in them. You could almost make them like a cinnamon roll. So in the oven this goes, and it'll probably take maybe 15 minutes. But our oven's got to get hot first. And you know, I said you could use all kind of sprinkles, but these little jimmies.
How about you give those to me?
Oh, okay. Those little jimmies hold up good because they're big enough that they'll stay.
Yeah, and it actually added like an extra little. I almost thought you had raisins in it when I did into it. But I mean, those have a little texture to it.
Well, I can't wait because I hope that's the way I made them Sunday, but I can't swear to it. Because you know I change my own recipes. Some days you feel like a nut and some days you don't. All right, so our confetti or sweet biscuits are ready. Now I've got confectionate sugar here. I've probably got about a cup and a half. And I'm going to add, oh, it's empty. Let me run over here and get some more, Edie. All right, that's about a teaspoon of vanilla. And a little water, just till it's the right consistency. And you'll want to ice these while your sweet biscuits are warm. That cute little whisk. Isn't that cute? That's my speed. And I did put a pinch of salt in here too to cut the sweet taste just a little bit. All right. So I'm gonna put a little bit because I had to let my biscuits sit a minute so they're not as warm as I would have liked for them to be. So I'm making it a little bit thinner. So here we go. Just like a donut, you know. And the warmer your biscuits are, the more it will spread. So you don't want them to be too cold, but you don't want them to be too hot either. This is so good, y'all. And it's just a different form of a birthday cake celebration. I got to get the sprinkles on them before the glaze dries. So our boy, that was like perfect amount of powdered sugar. Okay. good. So just a few more sprinkles for the top. Stick a birthday candle in those and call them done. I wish Michael could eat one. He can't, but I guess I can. So good. You can make them as sweet as you want. As butter as you want. Delicious. So please tell me y'all will try it. If you change it around any, let me know what you did. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.